Hey, everybody. My name is Brooke Ennius, and I am the CEO of Rock the Stage Fitness, which is a company designed specifically for girls who are trying to get in the absolute best shape of their lives for the pageant stage. Now, I've been able to do this with thousands of girls and have had numerous title holders, winners, national winners. So it's been amazing. But the reason that I think this podcast is so special is because I get to share other people's stories and their journeys and I invited some of my former clients, including Taylor Hale, to the show to be able to share their stories because I just think it'll be inspiring for every single person who listens. So I want to introduce you all to one of my girls who way back in the day, like literally 9 years ago, we just counted, I worked with before the world knew her name. So Taylor, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Brooke. It's full circle. I'm really excited to be here with you.
For sure. It is a full circle. And so I'm just going to read her intro for those of you who may not know her or may have seen her online just through all of her great, I guess, kind of new things that we see happening in her life with just some great things happening in the entertainment industry. But let's listen first and let's see what we get here in regards to her intro. So today's guest is a true force in pageantry, in reality television, and also in culture. Taylor Hale is a former Miss Michigan USA, a Miss Teen USA host, and the history making winner of Big Brother 24, where she became the first African American woman to win the civilian edition and the only house guest ever to walk away with both the grand prize and America's favorite house guest. Before all the national headlines and reality TV fame, Taylor was putting in the work right here at Rock the Stage Fitness. And I tell you what, again, we go way back to her early prep years for Miss DC, actually, USA, and then Miss Michigan USA, where we met through PR pageant coaches. And even then, she had the same magnetic energy, huge personality, and unstoppable drive that the world knows so well. Since then, she's gone on to appear on The Amazing Race, expand her career in entertainment, and become a powerful voice for resilience, confidence, and grace under pressure. I am thrilled to welcome the incredible and unforgettable Taylor Hale to the show today. Again, Taylor, welcome.
Unforgettable is right.
So, those
Thanks.
of us who know you and know you well know that you are super unforgettable.
I just be saying stuff. I just say the most outlandish, out of pocket stuff. Like you see this poised, like little princess looking figure, and then I say the most out of pocket thing, and you're like, whoa.
But it's truly who you are. And I said in the green room before we came live that I just appreciate you remaining, right? It's really just who you are, it's who you've always been. And of course, moments that you have to be more refined, and then moments where you could just be, just really chill, but it's you. It's you. When you look back at little girl Taylor, what's something that she was obsessed with that still shows up in your life today?
Entertainment and pop culture. I remember I went to a really nice private prep school.
Hmm.
And so you're going to school with the children of kind of like the who's who of Metro Detroit, because I grew up in Detroit. And so I went to school with the kids of the local newscasters. And I remember looking at these newscasters and being like, I want to do that. I want to be on TV every day. I want to have a microphone in my hand. I want to talk about what's relevant, what's happening, what matters. And then I had a phase where I wanted to be a model. And I realized when you intertwine those two worlds, beauty, pop culture, news, that's entertainment news. And so I've had this through line my entire life of kind of always knowing who I am and just figuring out what that path was. And now you fast forward to I'm 30 now. When did that happen? But now that I'm 30 and I do exactly that, I co-host a show on CBS where we break down what's happening on Big Brother. I've hosted the Grammy live
Yeah.
broadcast for CBS last year, and I've been having these other opportunities to do things like that. So, to walk away and call myself an entertainment host is really
Yeah.
cool because some people take a long time to figure out who they are, and that's just as valid. But I've kind of always known, like I know who I am and what I need to be doing in the world.
And I so picked that up, and I told you this again beforehand, but I remember seasons before, again, all of this took place, and I was just like, Taylor, the world is going to love you. It's just because of who you are and authentically, like you're not putting on a front. You're fun, relatable, uh, just easy to talk to, and again, fun. But um, I just want to know, like, you've had so many iconic era moments, right?
Yeah.
So Miss Michigan, Miss Teen USA, Big Brother, all the just great opportunities that have really kind of just popped up for you or unlocked, I should use that word, for you. If you could relive just one of those days in your career so far without stepping on any toes, which one would that be and why?
Oh wow. Man, it's so easy to say I would relive winning Big Brother. I would relive winning Miss Michigan USA. Um, but I think I kind of want to relive one of the lows, which
Wow.
was, what was it? You know what it was? It was placing second runner up at Miss Michigan USA.
Mm,
And that was a low for me because it was just such a whirlwind turnaround. You remember this.
mhm,
Uh, I hadn't competed at that point in about 3 years.
mhm,
And randomly, the Michigan pageant decided to post, if you submit your headshot and you win the most amount of votes, you'll have your entry fees waived to compete in Miss Michigan USA. And I looked at the
mhm.
date and it was 8 weeks away. I was like, I mean, take the headshot. We'll see what happens. I'd never competed in Michigan before. I was like, there's no way I'm winning this. I won. So now I got to
Wow.
compete. I got 8 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm doing nothing but sitting on my couch eating God knows what. Oh, I gotta compete in a bikini. I gotta get a dress. Okay, here we go. And I just remember feeling like that was my strongest performance. And like the crowd loved me when I was on stage and I was feeling it. And we're in top five. And I get second runner up. And there are some moments where you feel like you prepare the best you can. You've done everything you can. You've given it your all, and you're feeling it in the moment.
Yeah.
It felt in that moment like it was a divine timing, and it
Yeah.
didn't happen.
Yeah.
And I'm not
Yeah.
saying I want to feel that again, but that is an
Mhm.
experience that was so pivotal
Yeah.
because everything does not belong to you.
Oh.
Sometimes you can walk into a moment and think, this is mine. No one can take it from me. I've prepped, I've
Mhm.
earned it.
Mhm.
It does not innately belong to you. And I had to experience that type of loss to be ready for all the things that I didn't even know I was ready for ahead of me.
That is so powerful. Uh, because we often look at losses. It's so interesting because on every episode of this recording for this new launch for this podcast, people are talking about their losses. And I know in the moment, like it really hurts, it stings, it seems, it's painful, like you're not going to recover. But then when you look back, you're just like, oh my, I needed that, you
Yeah.
know? It's redirection, it is humbling, it is all the things. Like it helps you to level up. It's just awesome to be able to hear that out of all of the things that you've experienced and that the world is applauding about, that you're like, actually, this is what I would relive. So good.
Yeah.
So let's fast forward then to when you actually won Miss Michigan, which is no small achievement. um, I just want to know what that moment was in your head that you said, I feel like I could actually win this, and you did it again. What did that look like in terms of self-talk? Yeah.
So I subscribe to something that I call, and it's not something you can buy. I don't sell it. I package it for myself and I live, breathe, eat it. Delusional optimism. I think here's what I tell people all the time. It is literally other people's jobs to tell you no, to deny you, to judge you, to critique you. So why are you going to do that to yourself? It's my
Mm.
job on the flip side to believe in myself, have confidence in myself that feels so delusional that you have no choice but to fully embody it. And yeah, when things don't go your right way, sometimes you can feel like you're knocked on your butt. I'm trying to keep it PG here.
Thank
I'm
you.
a reality star. We're going a little crazy. Sorry. But you can feel like you're, knocked on your butt.
Yeah.
But I would rather have that like uncritiqued belief in myself
Mhm.
than the doubt and anger that other people exist to put out there. Like that's not my
Oh,
job to listen to that and believe to that. I have no other choice. It's my responsibility to have that sort of confidence and belief in myself. And it's especially helpful when you don't believe in yourself sometimes. That's where the delusional comes in. You have to trick your mind into believing that you can be as great as you either believe you are or want to be.
yeah. And who knew that it would come? So what I appreciate, Taylor, is that in my mind you were already great. And that's why I said what I said to you, right? In private years ago. The world just now gets a chance to see that. And I just think it's so beautiful the way that you just positioned that, because it's not my job to downgrade myself.
Mm-mm.
Um, man, can y'all write that down, please, whoever is watching? Because if in that mind, in this moment, like you're fighting against yourself, you've already lost. And Taylor is giving us literally a formula to say, oh well, that if you're gonna say it, that's completely your choice, but I'm not gonna ascribe to it or subscribe to it. I'm just gonna believe something better, even if it sounds delusional, that there's
Yep.
greatness on the other side of this. And so, you know, pageantry, I think, held a great space in your life for a season. And I remember watching you posted something online. It was during all the drama with Miss USA, and you were just like, it's just a crown. And I want to talk about that really quickly, because I think sometimes we can think that the crown is like the queen bee, like it means everything. When quite frankly, it is just a stone. It is a stepping stone. You get 1 year to form great relationships, to become better and more refined in who you are, but it is not the end all be all. And I just want you to kind of talk about that to girls who are saying, oh my gosh, if I can just only become, Miss Michigan USA or Miss whomever, then I'll be happy, or I'll be this or that. It's just a crown. Can you just, again, kind of dive into that for us?
And I say this with full knowledge that my crown. I think I'm sitting on my crown right now. I'm because I just moved. I just moved. I have boxes everywhere. You can't see it, but I'm literally sitting on a box right now. And I think, like, I have full knowledge that I am saying all this with my crown and something that looks like a gun case in a cardboard box underneath me that I'm probably sitting on right now. So I know I am speaking from a position of I've done it, I've achieved it, I've already had it.
Mhm.
It is really hard because I've been there to hear somebody who's already won say, it's just this, it's just a crown.
Yeah.
It's okay. There's life after this. But here's what I want everyone listening to this, watching this to know. The Miss Michigan USA crown did not change me at all. And if you're going to be successful as a title holder, the ones who are successful are the ones that don't change when the crown is put on their head. If
Mhm.
anything, it's just like if you play, I don't know if people play Monopoly anymore, but the crown is kind of like a pass go and get $200,
Yeah.
but you're still in the same car, you got the same token, you're still playing the same game. So yeah, you get a leg up in some circumstances if you work it the right way. But there
Yeah.
are plenty, and when I say plenty, I mean plenty of women who win their state pageant, and that is the highest achievement that they will ever reach in life.
Mm.
And I don't say that to critique those women because it is an accomplishment.
Sure.
But is the title that you want, is the most important title that you want to carry in your entire life, Miss State USA, Miss State Inter, whatever pageant? Or do you want your name to be bigger than that title? I
Mhm.
want my name to be bigger than that title.
Mhm.
Everybody should want their name to be
Yeah.
bigger than an organization, a job, a project that defines them. You define it, it doesn't define you.
Yeah.
So what I say, if I only win this, then I'll be happy. If I get this, then I'll be happy. Yes, it can give you advantages. It is
Yeah.
up to you to make that happen, and you can do it whether you have the crown or not. There are plenty of other women who've never won a state pageant who have
Mhm.
done far more than the
Mhm.
girl that won the year that they competed.
Yeah.
Be one of those girls.
Yes. Absolutely. It's interesting because Kyra and I were just talking when I was recording her for the episode, her episode. She's a former Miss USA. And Taylor, I guarantee you, she was literally saying the same thing. She
Yeah.
actually said that when she was being crowned on the stage, she said, if you would have noticed, there was like one tear falling from my eye. She said, and my mouth was moving. And she said she was literally praying and she was like, don't let this be the highest height in my life. Isn't that
Mm,
incredible?
yeah.
Because there's so much more. And she's like, I don't want to get stuck here. I know that there's more in me. Again, like you said, numerous opportunities for me to be able to really kind of live in the fullness of who I am. And so, girls, I just want to encourage you. Like, yes, it's a great stepping stone, great accomplishment. And we want you to do well. We want you, if that's your desire, right, to get up there and to do do the absolute most, and for you to be, for that to be a part of your journey. But there is more. There's just more, and I love Taylor that you get to represent that. So I'm going to move on then to Big Brother conversation really quickly. Again,
Yeah.
you made you made history, and even to be re-invited on to be host and just do some great things speaks a lot about who you are. What was your first thought though, when you heard your name called? I could see all the emotion in your face. I mean, all of us could witness that. But inside that little brain of yours, that mind of yours, what were you thinking?
When I won?
Yeah, when you heard your name called.
Oh man. Oh wow. So you there's a process. We know how
Yeah,
live TV works. We all watch pageants. It's,
yeah,
you call down the top five, crowning, roll credits, boom. Walk, roll credits, boom, it's done, unless you compete with Steve Harvey hosted. But um my that's the pageant that got me into pageants too. I was watching that live and I was like, ooh, yeah, I want to do that. Fun. Um, so with the Big Brother finale, it's a live finale, and the jury members, I'm trying to break this down. If you don't watch Big Brother, I didn't watch it before I got pulled on
sure.
to do the show, so you're not in the dark. But the last nine people who were eliminated vote between the final two on who to win, and they're called the jury. So the jury, they each put their vote into a little box.
Hmm.
And as they put their votes in, they get to say something that doesn't give away who they're voting for, but it's a relationship show. So if you build relationships, you can pick up on clues here and there. And I used to quote SpongeBob all the time with one of my friends. When he voted, he did a SpongeBob quote. There was a black woman who's a huge lifelong Big Brother fan. And when she put her vote in, she said, I'm voting for the person that is doing something that I wish I could. There was another woman who said, I'm voting so we can take our power back. Like there's little nuggets where I'm
Yeah.
counting these votes as they go. And I'm like, okay, I think that's me. I think it's me. I think it's me. And the torturous thing that happens is that they do a mini reunion before they reveal the votes. So you think you counted the votes the whole time, and then
Hmm.
you have to talk about drama from weeks ago that you barely even remember. I don't care
Right.
about any of this. Get to counting the votes. I want to know if I won $750,000 or not. Fast forward, Julie's pulling the keys out. The votes are on little house keys, and I got a vote from a person that hated me, and to this
Mm.
day still speaks negatively about me online whenever he's given the opportunity. But that moment,
Wow.
from thinking I think I got this, to seeing the power that like influence and refusing to give up on relationships can do, that's when I was really blown away. Like I
Yeah.
turned enemies into allies,
Wow.
and those allies worked on my behalf to even turn my strongest enemies in my favor. So that moment, when sometimes relationships are very hard,
Yeah.
interpersonal relationships are so complicated and complex and difficult,
Hmm.
and when you see in action the work that you do to mend, repair, and even build them, when that pays off, and it pays off not just by the seed that you planted, by that person growing that seed and building it on, that's where it's a catharsis. It's like, wow, everything I've done is worth it.
Mm.
So when you
Yeah.
ask how I feel, I mean, it was a culmination of of self-doubt and refusal to give up on myself or the other relationships. And I mean, it felt amazing, and it felt even better because I got a lot of money with it too.
Which is incredible. Like, yeah. And then for that just to be the baseline, right? Because now other doors get to open.
Yeah.
So it's great. I celebrate you.
Thank
Celebrate
you,
you.
bro.
So proud. Just so proud of you. In
I'll just
regards
never
to,
forget. I will never
yeah.
forget being in the Renaissance Hotel in DC, because
Yep.
that's where we all did our
DC.
little meetups.
Hmm.
It's sitting in a circle.
Hmm.
Like Brooke said, we met at through Jules Myers,
Hmm.
PR pageant coaches.
Hmm.
And when you do a PR university, the very first thing that happens in the day is the fitness session with one Miss Brooke Ennius. So I walk into this room, I see the current Miss DC USA, I think like three, four other title holders, DC USA, Massachusetts USA, and then I think someone from like three other pageant title holders were also in the room. And here I am sitting in there, little plucky McGee, thinking, yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and see if I like it. I'm just gonna see how this goes. Brooks got us on there on makeshift yoga mats in a ballroom doing like, what are these called? Planks with the shoulder.
Yes. Plank taps. Yes.
Yes. I'm like, I'm doing this workout with title holders. I haven't even signed up for a pageant yet. This is insane. But by the end of that session alone, I was texting my mom and I told her, I'm going to do this. I really like this. Like, this circle of women, they're
Mm.
so inspiring and
Yes.
powerful. And it's very easy to be in that space as
Hmm.
someone who was uncredentialed at the time, thinking,
Yeah.
what am I doing here? Do I
Yeah.
belong here? But one session with you and the other women in that room made me feel like, oh no, I not only do I feel comfortable here, I belong here and I can
Yeah.
excel in this space.
Wow. Like I'm trying to figure out which direction to take because that was a pivotal moment because if not, you're really limited in your thought process when you surround yourself with others who just are super comfortable in drama or super comfortable kind of living at the lowest space of life when there's just so much more.
Yeah.
And it's just I would just say if you're trying to figure out like how to break through in those circles, sometimes you just got to invest. You community matters, and you want to position yourself not with ill intent or just ulterior motive, right? To be like those women or to be like whomever you're surrounding yourself with, because you want to be authentically yourself. Um, but you use a key word, and that is excel. I can excel here. I can actually level up and become something greater that I know is already on the inside of me. So I love that for you. And I feel like it just crafted something again inside of your heart space that unlocked what we see now. Um, I want to talk about this speech you made at the very end because I went back and I was like, Taylor, good God. Um, what a winning speech. And I know the Big Brother community will appreciate it. But then even those who are outside of the community, right? When you hear, you're just like, that girl, who is she? That's the question you want to ask. So let's talk about the framework of that speech. Had you already thought through it? Did you frame it on the spot? And just kind of walk us through that methodology.
Not on the spot, that's for
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
And again, I have to explain a little bit of Big Brother for you to understand this, for the audience to understand this. So,
Hmm.
when you go into the very last episode, Big Brother, it's that live finale. You know about a week in advance who the last three people are going to be going into that final episode. And so there's one final competition that happens on the live finale, but everybody in that final three could be in one of the final two seats to win.
Yeah.
And we all know that there is what they call a final plea that you make to the jury on why you should win Big Brother. And I had just lost uh, part two of a series of three competitions that would have allowed me to compete in the final competition on finale night. So I was a sitting
Mm.
duck going into finale night. It was
Yeah.
completely up to whoever won that last competition on finale to take me to the end. So I had to socially
Wow.
strategize on how to get either of these people to do that. But also, I wanted to be prepared in case my plans had worked and I was able to talk to the jury directly. And so I walked into a back room super defeated. I had a couple of adult beverages with me. And I just talked through my entire experience. I spoke out loud
Mhm.
about what it was like living in that house for, I think, 82 days. And from there, I figured out what the through lines were. I figured out what my highs were, what my lows were, what I was able to connect with each individual person on the jury with
Mhm.
was.
Mhm.
And that's where I just made a rough draft. There were certain lines that I knew I wanted to say that were important
Yeah.
to me. And
Mhm.
you know that you only have about, I think, 90 seconds to get that speech out.
Mm.
And so I would drill like 3 or 4 lines that were really important to me, and the rest I knew would come out as naturally as possible. Now, there is one experience, I'm laughing because when you are up for elimination,
Mhm.
you have to basically give a rough pitch of what your plea is going to be every time you are up for elimination to production in a private room. And I remember giving this final plea in the
Mhm.
diary room, is what we call it. And I said, this is just kind of what I have. It's what I'm working with. I don't really have it nailed out. And I think it's a little long. And I just remember someone behind the mic being like, I think you're going to be okay. Like, I think we can,
Mhm.
don't go crazy, but it's a live show. We can cut into, like the Q&A that's going to happen. The pitch is more important between the final two. Like, okay, whatever. This is what I got. And the person that I needed to win that final competition won. He took me to final two. I gave that speech and I beat him in a vote of 8-1.
Wow.
And it was just this, I keep saying a moment of catharsis because my experience
Yeah.
on Big Brother was so that house stripped me bare. It stripped me
Mm.
bare to the bone. And instead of relying on a traditional way of winning, which is I won competitions, I backstabbed you, I manipulated you, I had to take a different approach
Mm.
and talk about the way I was treated in the house and the prejudice and the assumptions that were made against me because I, one, was a pageant girl, two, because I was Black, three, because I was a woman.
Mhm.
Um, and that's not, none of those things were things that I expected to have to
Sure.
speak to or break down. I wanted to go
Mhm.
in and be this super competitive,
Yeah.
beautiful girl that, bucks stereotypes. And I was just tasked with having to break down stereotypes the entire time. So,
Mm.
it's this experience that I did not expect to have, but I always
Mhm.
tell people you play the game with the hand that you're dealt. And
Yeah.
that's the hand that I had to play with, and it
Mhm.
worked out for me.
Wow. What a beautiful mind. Um, Even to navigate through it all, I'm just not made for it. I would have like crushed. Um, I probably would have been completely ousted early on.
You don't need
So
that.
it's just great to see again your beautiful mind at play. Um, and then for you to be able to do it so well, it's just awesome. So okay, so in our final moments together, because I do want to be able to honor your time, I want you to talk about um, just the evolution of kind of going back into the pageant world now, because that's the girls who are tuning in, and it is a great starting place, and it is a great again accomplishment just in life in general. But I just want to talk about health and wellness because now you're like all over the place. And I so appreciate even seeing you like post, different things online in terms of working out. And of course, you have to have a certain look, right, to be a part of the industry and to do well in that. But also, you need stamina. Can you just talk to me about why wellness is important in general and why you think our listening audience needs to hear that?
Yeah, I'll tell you why. Because you might still be able to hear it, but I'm getting over a cold right now. I was so sick, so sick these last 3 days, and I'll tell you what it was from. My friend Courtney B. Vance, he went to my high school. I went to his high school. I
Oh,
have to say it that way. So,
okay.
but he invited me to his Hollywood Walk of Fame star ceremony
Oh,
just this last Tuesday. And I went and it was wonderful and I had the best time ever. But when you go out to these events, if you're in pageants, you know this, you are in crowds of people, you're shaking
yeah,
people's hands, hugging people, you are having physical contact with many people and you don't know when they last washed their hands.
yeah,
You don't know where these people been, okay? So you have to take care of yourself,
yeah,
not just for your own aesthetic beauty, but also for your longevity, your wellness, and
yeah.
your health. It is a defense against other people. They
Mhm.
always say, put your mask on the plane, your oxygen mask on for helping other
Yeah,
people. You have to do that because if
yeah.
you put the mask on everybody else, you're not going to have any air to breathe. And
Mhm.
I could barely breathe these past few days. And I'm sure you saw I was looking down at my phone a few times. I was pulling up Dropbox because I found the OG workout plans that you sent me. These are from 9 years ago. I can't even believe that I still have these. Like, look, these are vintage, baby. That is some vintage scheduling. Look at this. Actually, no. Now I'm giving away free workout plans. But
Oh my gosh.
I think of the very first thing. Literally, I'm looking at it, and the first thing that's on here, it's not a workout plan. It's not a detox. It's not a cleanse. It's vitamins,
Yeah.
daily vitamins, and a nutrition
Mhm.
plan.
Yeah.
And these are the things still I have some in my cabinet that I still take to this
Yeah.
day so that I can stay healthy. And you can tell I haven't taken them because I just got sick. So
Yeah.
all of these things to say, and it's not a perfect method. It's not that you'll never
Sure.
ever get sick again. Like obviously
Yeah.
do medical attention to keep yourself healthy. But there are
Mhm.
so many other things that you can do in tandem to make sure that
Yes.
you are taking care of yourself because so much of what we do in this entertainment space, and I include pageants in that, is public facing and public interacting. You've
Yeah.
got to put yourself and your wellness first. And I
Yeah.
know you just mentioned I shared a lot of different workouts because, entering the reality TV space, I've required different type of training for different things that I'm doing. And it's
Yeah.
okay. It's okay to
Mhm.
not be afraid of your body evolving into different spaces. It's not
Yeah.
I think I said that odd. It's okay to not be afraid of your body shifting for different types of workouts or things that you
Sure.
need. Do
Right.
what you need for your body to be able to adapt to the task you have in front of you. So
Yeah.
I just want women to not be afraid of their body looking different ways when they are doing different things. It's
Mm.
okay to
Oh, that's so
evolve
good. Yeah.
and have a preference. It's all okay.
Yes, because for pageantry, literally, it's you're not having to prove how strong, stable, agile, or anything, right, on a pageant stage. It is literally aesthetic, right? It's physique. Um, but when you think about the competitions that are more physical, like you're now enduring or have endured, um,
Yeah.
that require more movement, like it required you to do something behind the scenes, right? And still with that, right, it still levels to every single process and every single goal that you have. But my point is, wellness all around is essential. It's just the truth. And you knowing what the goal is might shift, as you just mentioned, the methodology. And so, if whatever it is, girls, that you have on your plate next, if it's pageantry, there is a look for pageantry. It's just true. And working with Taylor for so long behind the scenes, those were OG workouts. We have now, Taylor, kind of upgraded. We have our own app now. Yes, ma'am. All the workouts are there, all the food plans. They're
See, I'm
there,
old
but
school. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. Okay.
that's right. That's right. OG. But my goodness, girls, I just again want to encourage you that whatever the goal is, just be mindful of that. Some workouts work for some girls in regards to getting the result that they want, and then others you just have to be super specific and intentional in order to get the goal and get it at a stated time. You mentioned, like, I think the first Michigan route was like 8 weeks. Did you say 8 9 weeks?
8 weeks. Yeah.
8 weeks to prepare, which is super concentrated. So if you have time and space and you know the end goal in terms of time frame, don't wait. You know what I'm saying? Get
Don't.
on it. Don't wait. Get on it. Be consistent, be determined, be intentional. Taylor said a lot, and I promise you things will unlock. But okay, so last question just about pageant stuff, and then we're going to talk about you so you can close out. Um let's see. I want to know about the investing side. I talked about that a little bit before. But if a contestant came to you or a girl came to you saying, "I want to get stage ready," what would you tell her about investing in her health, her discipline, and her coaching?
It's the fitness space is it's tricky and complicated, and it can also screw it. I mean, I'm an open book. I think the wellness and fitness space can be muddied with so many different messages that people are
Yes.
trying to push in there.
Mhm.
And if you are a woman who's just trying to have your body look a certain way, eat right, feel good, there are a lot of people who are insidious in their tactics.
Yeah.
They want to include messaging that completely mentally pulls you away from your goals and indoctrinizes you into what they want and not what you want.
Mhm.
And what I always appreciate about you, Brooke, is that it's about the science and the
Yeah.
results.
Mhm.
It's about the health, the wellness, and the results.
Mhm.
And I think, I mean, if you can cut this out if you want to, but like, no matter what people's beliefs are, ideas are, who they are, where they come from, when they come to you, it is about how to best, in the healthiest way, get them
Mhm.
to be the body that they are looking for. And you're not
Yeah.
even looking to change the base of their body. I remember, you've had some incredibly naturally slender girls, and you've had incredibly athletic women. And
Yeah.
they all come to you saying, I want to look like a Miss USA. I want to look like a Victoria's Secret model. And you have gotten them there without altering the base of their structure. They still look
Yeah.
like themselves, and they look like
Mhm.
what that version of a Victoria's Secret model is, that version of a Miss
Yeah.
USA is. Because
Mhm.
even if there is a aesthetic you are looking for, there's
Yeah.
variations within it.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
to avoid people who are trying to take advantage of you, or people
Yeah.
who are just looking to use beautiful women who are well spoken to parrot their messaging through wellness and fitness, which is unrelated to what they are looking to do, to avoid
Mhm.
all of that, you go to the right trainer.
Mm.
And that right trainer that I found in the pageant space is you, Brooke. And yes,
Thank you.
with that comes investment, but I would
Mhm.
rather invest in the person who's going to provide me with the programs that will increase my wellness, increase my physical fitness and my longevity, and stay away from a lot of the really toxic things that exist in the fitness space.
Oh my. You like literally, you just spoke my entire heart because what bothers me most are just philosophies that are really damaging girls' bodies. We're delicate, we're beautiful. Again, there's life after pageantry for a short-term goal that will last literally 12 months. And then later on, just wrecking metabolism, hormone balance, mood, and more importantly, self confidence. Just feeling that you're not good enough or that you're not doing enough or that but y'all, there's a method that is so beautiful that you can love yourself in this space and still get results and get up there and rock it authentically. So Taylor, you are that. I've posted your pictures before and I just appreciate the fact that you lived it. And so now I think it translates over into what we see right before our eyes so beautifully. So what would be your final comment for our audience today?
Oh wow! Follow me up. No, I'm kidding. Well, my
Yes, please do.
final.
We're going to post your handles.
We'll get there. We'll get to the handles in a second. But my final comment truly is,
Mhm.
I think if you Google my name and you put Taylor Hale pageant next to it, there's some headlines about an experience that I had in the pageant space,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I just want everyone to know that the experience that you have in the pageant world does not define you. You have the power to define the experience that you have in the
Yes.
pageant space. There's
Mhm.
it really makes me sad when I see all different types of girls saying, like, I did this pageant, the girls were mean, or I did that pageant, and and the experience was this or that. And for me, I don't say any of that to take away from reality, but I also
Mhm.
say that if I let my negative experience define all of pageantry, I I wouldn't have the life that I have now. I wouldn't have the friendships that I have now, the relationships that I have now. It's all about
Mhm.
how you choose to define your experience. And I came out on
Yeah.
the other side hosting the damn thing. So
Came back full circle, and I that moment to me meant everything. Like I anyway, we will be sitting here for a whole nother segment, but y'all, what goes around comes around, and it works both ways. So to see it come back full circle for you was just beautiful, Taylor, honestly. Yeah.
I was crying
And
backstage. I was sobbing,
I
hyperventilating.
can imagine. Oh man.
I had to find someone. I think
Yeah.
someone was counting down 15 seconds until they said, and now your host, Taylor Hale. I was holding someone's hand. I was like, I have to stop
Oh,
crying. Is my makeup running?
oh. Yes. Well, let me
It
tell you,
was
when we saw you come out, we had no clue.
that's good.
Again, yeah, it's just that personality, but to let everybody into your space and into your world, everybody just can't do that, and you've done it so well, showing us how to live through the ebbs and flows of life, the ups and the downs, the good and the bad, and to come out on top as a victor. So proud of you.
You nailed that.
Yes. So
Oh
y'all,
my
I just want to again thank you, Taylor, for being here. Thank you for answering my call, right? And for being like, Brooke, of course, I'm there. And I know you're
God.
busy. I know you got a lot going on, but to just make the time just meant so much to me. And I just want to publicly express my heartfelt gratitude for you being you. Thank you for not changing.
Oh, I do my best. Some days it's hard. Some days real hard, but I try. And I love you. And thank you for being the core that we need in the pageant space
Oh,
because we need good people.
oh, thank you. So, y'all, I'm going to be posting Taylor's handles below. Her journey is so fun to watch. I encourage you to do that. And also, again, like, subscribe, share. If you're interested in a plan for your pageant fitness, hey, let's talk. Let's just have a conversation. See if it's a win win for you in terms of this partnership, right? Because I want to be on your team if it's a good fit. And so, without further ado, thank y'all for tuning into this episode. And make sure, again, that you share it with somebody else because there are so many golden nuggets shared. And I think it would just really inspire those that are right around us. So, have a great day, and we'll see y'all on the next episode. Bye.